Lads and lassies, welcome back to the YouTube. So, the OG subscribers will know this bush here. This is where all the old tutorials used to happen. This was my home stomping ground, and we are back today because today it's going to be like tutorial central. It's like applied tutorial. The reason for this video is because my online coaching site DocWake.com has just gone live again, and I thought it'd be cool to do a little promotion to show people how it works, but also to kind of give something back to my subscribers, give something back to the lads and the lassies. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through. I did a thing a while ago in a YouTube video. I said if you upload something of you trying a trick, any trick, boat, cable, didn't matter, and then you use the hashtag DocWake17, I'd pick like 3 or 4 of them and I would do a tutorial on my YouTube channel. So that is what I've done. So I've picked 5 at random, literally just went like random clicks. They're in no particular order. They're of all level, from like pretty hard tricks to just like smaller, easier tricks. And yeah, I'm just gonna run you through them. So I'll put you on the tripod and we'll get into teaching you guys some new stuff. Okay. Get this right. Zoom in a little. So please excuse the stool, but basically this is so that I can watch the video and then I'll put it on the screen for you guys separately and then we'll get into doing it. First up we have D. Brussel. I'm pretty sure the man himself is from Scotland because it's in Fox Lake Wake Park, which is situated in Scotland. Looks really cool, really want to hit it up someday. So D. Brussel is trying a half cab roll off the kicker. So I'm going to take a look at the video and then we'll talk through what's going on.
So close.
Alright, Mr. D. Brussel, that is an unbelievable attempt. Really, really good. So we're going to break it down into 3 parts. Number 1 is when you look at yourself coming into the kicker, to me it looks like you're opening up, taking your hand off and almost butter sliding or opening up to the flip a little bit too early. So instead try ride up the kicker 50-50 and only start to kind of pre-spin it as you go up the kicker. Number 2 is when you take off, try and stand up a little bit taller to get a bit more flip. Although in saying that, like, you're coming around nearly onto your feet, so it's pretty good. Then the last thing that's happening is basically you're going back on with your right hand again, which is making you come back to a back roll instead of finishing a half cab roll. So instead of grabbing back on with your hand, try and leave this hand out so your arms are literally like almost in this position. And then as you come into the landing, look to the far shore, and then it'll be like bada boom, bada ching, you'll land the half cab roll. You'll ride away, it'll be happy days, it'll be a new trick, and it'll just be good fun times. So I hope that helps you, and I hope anyone else who's trying a half cab roll, that gives you a little bit of advice. Next up we have my man Ziggy_G. I say my man, I actually have no clue, I've never met you I don't think, but a solid attempt of a chrome up. So I'll insert the clip, it's in slow-mo, and then we'll go from there. Watching Ziggy's chromo, actually it's like 90% pretty perfect. Usually falls can come from the edge in being bad or whatever, but Ziggy's edge is solid. The takeoff is solid, it's going up, 2 hands staying on the handle. One of the most common problems with a chromo is as they come round, this arm comes like this. Ziggy is nailing that, he's got the 2 hands, it's nice and tight. The only thing that's happening is as he's landing, it's literally chest in this position, which you're never like ever, you might get away with it, but consistently it's never going to be a thing where you land down like this. So Ziggy, I'm literally going to tell you one thing and one thing only. As you come into the chromo, just before you start your edge in, I want you to like spot a tree just directly across from you, or if you don't have a tree, then like a house or some sort of landmark over the far side. Then as you come around out of your chromo, when you're in this position, you're coming down. Instead of dropping your chest, try and look for that same tree, and that's going to keep your chest up, it's going to keep your head up, and then the idea is if you don't look down, then you won't go down. Honestly, that is all there is to it. It's so close, it's so sick. I hope this helps you land it, and yeah, let me know when you do land it, lad. Next up, we're going to keep it consistent with another boat wakeboarder. Afterwards we'll do a cable wakeboarder again, but I thought we had to get a female in there. So Lydia_wakeboards_.
There you go. Lean back. Woo! Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's get it. All day.
So apart from the amazing commentator, who I want to shout out because I love the commentary, It is great wakeboarding, and actually what they're saying when you're cutting in, they're like lean back, is very right. So there's two things we're going to try to change on it. Number one is your posture is a little bit forward like this, and if you were to go into a gym and do a squat and you were to be squatting like this, everyone in the gym's gonna be like, okay, you need to sort that out. So it's that exact same position. You want to almost be sitting down in a chair with your chest a bit more up and roll your shoulders back. So you're gonna go from this position to this position. That's gonna make you so much more sturdy on the board. Then it is a matter of leaning in harder. Now I have a class, an unbelievable tip for you. How to make your edge harder. And this works for toe side as well as it works for hillside. So if you're afraid to cut in hard, because the wake is going to be there, it's going to throw you off balance and you're just going to eat crap, cut out the far side so that you're actually out on your heel side edge, there's no wake, and do it 10 times in a row. Cut as hard as you can from the wake, then slowly come back in. Then right as you get to the wake, cut as hard as you can to the away from the wake, and then come back in. Do that 10 times, you'll be like, it's just a drill, and it'll make you so much more confident. Then go back out onto your toes and come in for a heel side jump, and just take that same edge, building from slow, nice and slow, and harder, you're gonna get way more lift. And then, like, honestly, in no time, you'll be landing wake to wakes. I hope that helped you. I hope that helped anyone else trying to work on wake to wakes watching the videos. And yeah, let's do a cable rider next. So next up, we have the man, the machine, the mystery, Mr. Happy Hepe. He's going for his first, it's the first ever attempt, which, let's be quite honest, that's an unbelievable attempt. And it's on a tantrum off a kicker. Now I actually chose this video because there was probably 10 videos very similar with crashes. They might have been on the boat, but whatever it was, the same thing was happening where they were doing a tantrum and then pulling to 180. This is probably the most common crash in a tantrum, and all it is it's actually something super simple, but it's hard to break your habit with it. But anyway, I'm going to try and teach you. So as you're coming in, you take off everything, it's spot on. What's happening is when you're flipping, you're looking up over your head, but then you're upside down and your subconscious kicks in and it's like, no, and you brace, and what happens is you're literally bracing like this, and that movement is basically going to pull you in 180. So you're 180ing out of it. So it's really weird. So it's a completely natural thing. It happened to me when I was learning it because you're scared. So what I'm going to try and say is, if you can, maybe practice off a dock, off a diving board, or on a trampoline, and just try and be confident of going over it. And it's almost like a trust of yourself. So nearly actually lock this front arm completely straight. If you can do that, chances are you're going to land it, because actually everything is perfect about it. You're just kind of bracing, which is just it's kind of like a subconscious fear. But don't you worry, Happy Hepe. I think you've got this. And anyone else trying it, just try and focus on that. It won't happen overnight, unfortunately, but it might take a few weeks or a few sets, and then hopefully you'll get it nailed, and that'll probably be your first invert, so congrats if you do. So last but not least, we have Mr. Michael _Murphy _CMU. Michael, you are trying the toe side back roll. This is honestly probably one of the best tricks. In fact, referring back to my last video, if you're having trouble with the tantrum and you're doing that 180 thing, try and learn a toe side back roll. So watch how Michael's doing it, because his takeoff, everything's pretty good. And the thing about it is, sometimes it can be a good way of breaking that habit, building the confidence to then knock out that subconscious fear. Michael, what's going on a toe side back roll? Honestly, it's like pretty legit, I'm not gonna lie. You're coming in nice and hard, you're going wake to wake. There's just one or two things happening. The first is, I find, and to be fair, I'm kind of a culprit of this myself, but you're coming in quite tall into the jump. So if you're coming in tall, you've very little to stand up from. So I'm gonna suggest, and it's important, that you don't drop with the chest to get lower, but go down with the knees. That way you've a little bit more spring off the wake. There's kind of two things that's happening, and I'm gonna call you out here and say you're just being a little bit scared, because I'm actually watching this over and I'm like, whew, that is actually so good, Michael. So you're kind of just letting go of the handle and just kind of dropping the chest, falling to the floor. So instead, literally just ride through, push on, just hold on. If you hold on with your right hand, your front hand, if you hold and squeeze, get your head up. It was like what I was saying about the Chrome Mob. Get your head up, looking to the far shore in the landing, you're gonna ride away from it. It is spot on. So in summary, basically, come in as you are, maybe a little bit lower, exact same flip, then just don't be a pussy, hold on, squeeze the handle. As you land, get your head up, knees bent, and then just fist bump the shit out of it, because you just landed a new trick. And that is so legit. Anyway guys, as we finish, I'll just come a little bit closer. No, but seriously, I hope this video is useful for anyone for the guys who I helped, but also for anyone else watching. I kind of doing it for two reasons. One, to try and just give the lads and lassies a bit of coaching, but also to promote my coaching site, because we've just put it live and we've enabled the feature where now I can video back like this. So basically, if you sign up, you can send in a video just like this on the website, you upload it to the site. Within 24 hours, I'll get back to you either with a quick typing message if it's something small, or literally a video explaining exactly like I did. So you're still getting the enthusiasm, you're still getting, like, you know, you're getting the full package without having to fly me across the world and pay me to sit in your boat and coach. So that's the idea. It is $65 for 30 days. It's not a renewing contract or anything. It's just you sign up. If you learn a lot in those 30 days, then you can sign up again. I'd be happy to work for you. There are limited availability because I don't want to have like 1 million people on it and then not be able to give everyone the right amount of time. So yeah, the idea is get a few people in there, try and spread some progression in wakeboarding, and just have a good time with it, really. So yeah, check out the site. I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, if you want to sign up, that would mean the world to me. And just thank you so much for the support, for the growth in the YouTube. We're at 15k. We are flying, and yeah, I just can't thank you enough. Have a good day. If you're going wakeboarding this week, go land some new tricks, and yeah, that's basically it. Have a good one. Cheers for watching, guys. Boom.